Welcome to Newspresso. Here is the top story in the past 6 hours. On a damp Tuesday afternoon, a calm was broken. The calm was in the hills of South Carolina. A frantic phone call set off a scramble. It was a multi-agency scramble. The caller was a 4.1-year-old boy named Melody. He had managed to keep his phone. He did it for a good 10 minutes, after his battery nearly died. He told the operator that he had been wandering. His family was also wandering. They included his grandmother and 11-year-old cousin, and a 9-year-old sibling. They'd parked a car near the start of the trail. It was the Ravenscliff Falls Trail. They had somehow ended up on the far trail. It was the Bill Kimball Trail. The news traveled fast. Sheriff Hobart Lewis, who ran the county's emergency response, called for help. Within minutes, a helicopter, a couple of drones, a squad of National Guard troops, and several dogs rolled into the scene. Half a dozen other agencies and at least 50 people joined the search, all of them eager to find the family before night fell. The park itself is a rugged wilderness, a granite ridge that drops into a cascade of waterfalls and a habitat for rare plants and animals. Trails are rate advanced, and the recent Hurricane Helene had toppled trees, buried markers, and turned the landscape into a maze of fallen limbs. In those conditions, a lost family can easily wander off the path. Meanwhile, the boys in the line of fire of this rescue story were simply trying to find their way back. They didn't know that the park's trail system had been altered by the storm. They turned right into the Bill Kimball Trail, which is known for being especially difficult. It was not an intentional detour. It was simply a mistake made by a family who were trying to hike a 4-mile round trip to Caesar's Head. When the search team found them, they were safe, no injuries, just a little wet from the rain and a little exhausted. The helicopter came in like a lifeline. It lifted them up from the treacherous ground. Sheriff Lewis reported that everyone had made it. They were reunited with other family members. The rescued hikers were given a quick checkup. They were handed over to their loved ones. Everything has gone fine. Everyone should have made their reunion. Lewis said to reporters, a sigh of relief audible in his voice. After the rescue, the sheriff's office promised they would interview the grandmother. They would interview the kids. They would learn what had happened. There was no explanation yet about why the grandmother had not called earlier, or whether the family lives in the area. The boy had been coherent and aware of his situation, a comforting sign that his mind was clear. The search itself was a testament to the power of community cooperation. Drones scarred the trees, dogs sniffed for faint human scent, and the National Guard's off-road vehicles tore through mud and fallen branches. Every resource was put to use in a coordinated effort that ended with a safe evacuation and a joyous family reunion. The next time you plan a hike in a wilderness area, remember the importance of staying on the designated path and checking the weather. The stakes are high. The stakes are real. The stakes are people's lives. And while the grand view from Caesar's Head is a beautiful reward, it comes with its own set of challenges that we all must respect. Subscribe Newspresso. Never miss a major global headline.